This is Eduardo, your #1 search of information regarding XRP and the new world economy. So, in this video I'm going to analyze the BRICS countries, the dollarization, the relation between XRP and the BRICS countries, why Ethereum is not a good choice for worldwide settlements, and that's very obvious, but let's talk about that as well. So this article is actually from the November 15, 2019. And it says here that the BRICS members nations propose creating a cryptocurrency for payment settlements. Now, there's a very good reason for that. So let's first break down who are the BRICS. So BRICS stands for Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa. And these countries, they have some stuff in common, so they do some trades between them. And now understand that the BRICS countries, and just look what happened to Russia. So Russia has been actually kicked out from the SWIFT system. Now we already have countries that manifested joining the SWIFT. So for instance, the Saudi Arabia, which is a big player here, has manifested its interest in joining the BRICS. Now why is that so relevant? Well, just think about what the United States has done with Russia. Not only the United States, we had some countries in the Union European as well, but basically by a major decision they kicked out Russia from the SWIFT payment system. So they frozen bank accounts, they stopped commercial trade. So what do you think this is communicating to countries like Saudi Arabia, India? Like these countries, they think today was Russia, tomorrow it might be us. So that's one very interesting factor. Now, analyzing from the oil perspective, the dollar is very strong only for one reason, because oil has been traded in the US dollar. So the United States has an agreement with the Saudis where they grant protection for the Saudis. And if I'm not mistaken, this agreement was made in something around the 70s or something like that. And in exchange for protection for the Saudis, they would trade oil in actually US dollars. So basically all the oil agreements worldwide are made in US dollar. Now, why is that about to change? And also have in mind the Saudis are the largest producer of oil barrels around the world. But there is one thing, like Venezuela has the largest reserves, that's true, the soil reserves, even though they're not able to exploit these reserves because they don't have enough money for that. They cannot fund the operations. But that's very relevant because the Saudi Arabia has manifested its interest in joining the BRICS. With Saudi Arabia joining the BRICS, and we already seen that for the first time since the agreement was signed between the Saudis and the United States, the Saudis they already had done some trades with China, and very interesting that they have done these trades in Chinese yen. So they're now utilizing the yen already as a currency, not for all agreements, but for some part of them. And just have in mind that why is this so relevant? Well, we see that the BRICS are seeking for sovereignty. They don't want to depend on the United States anymore. And with that comes the question, for example, if the United States was able to kick off Russia from the SWIFT payment system, and so has done the Union European, now it comes to the mind of countries like Saudi Arabia and India, for instance, they're already thinking, look what they have done to Russia. Tomorrow might be us. Today was just Russia, yeah, but there is a big chance they will try to do something in the future if anything goes like the United States is not planning now. Here comes the de-dollarization, and that's what brings me to this video. So let me share with you some interesting thoughts here. I'm gonna go deep on the rabbit hole here. First of all, this article, not this one, the one that I'm about to show you, it was very hard for me to find. I actually have seen this article 4 years ago, and let me go into the article right now. So basically, if the BRICS countries, They have a journal which is called the BRICS Journal of Economics. You can find online the BRICS Journal of Economics. It's not very easy to find, however, the articles that are published inside this, you have to actually go in the website. If you just Google for this, you can see here that this article was actually seen by only 512 people, 512 views. And actually, I can open the page here, and it's called "On the Risking and De-Dollarizing Intra-BRICS Trade via Smart Contracts." That's huge, guys. That's huge. Now let me break this down for you. This study explores the existing systemic barriers to intra-BRICS national currencies use, and they use the term de-dollarization. So we are seeing here something massive, and this has been going on for years, that they have been talking about this, and now it's materializing. Now is the time to act. So I actually have this document here on PDF, and I already prepared some parts that I want to share with you. And this document talks about basically BRICS, and it gives a briefing introduction about how the smart contracts are actually operating. And as you know, the smart contracts, they started with Ethereum, but that's the best part of the article. So after giving a brief introduction to how Ethereum works and how that could be implemented towards together with Chainlink, for instance, and Ethereum, now let me read this for you. This is a bomb, guys. This is a bomb. There is, however, an inherent issue of token fees, which in Ethereum are known as gas fees, to compensate for the cost of energy used to facilitate transactions. With the Ethereum native token Ether constantly growing in price, and Ethereum 2.0 not bringing a viable solution to increase gas fees, intermediary layer computational solutions and third-party APIs are currently being developed to offload transaction processing of the Ethereum mainnet. So here they talk about an alternative that might be a centralized ledger, but they also talk about distributed ledger technology. So now let's see what this document has to say about XRP. Let's search here for XRP, and we have multiple places where you can find XRP in this document, but I'm just trying to, yeah, no, not yet. Just give me a second, guys. So here it is. So funds needed to execute the contract can be temporarily pre-stored in a linked virtual escrow-like account associated with the contract to guarantee fund availability at the time of execution. XRP Ledger 2020. Once the contract execution date arrives and conditional fulfillment checks are completed, smart contracts self-execute and disburse associated payments. Now, do you understand how big this is? So basically, they are already planning to utilize XRP as a source of distributed ledger technology. I have more documents that I can show to you about the BRICS utilizing XRP. I'm gonna be doing one video at a time. So, guys, this is huge. That is it. You want more than this document, which is explaining even why they can't use Ethereum, which has extremely high gas fees. Now, that being said, guys, I want to share a last thought here about the dollarization. So the US was the leading potency of the last decades, but now we are about to see massive changes coming. And I would protect my investments very well, especially if I would be in the United States. I would be very, very conservative about finding alternative solutions for the dollar. That's the first thing, because they have been printing money, like they turned on the printing machines, printing unlimited supplies of dollars, and that will bring very huge consequences for the economical situation. It will also bring consequences for the US dollar as a currency. So first of all, I would diversify my investments. I would go for foreign currencies as well, but mostly I would pay a lot of attention to XRP. Just look what the BRICS are doing. Big changes are coming to the financial system, and I'm gonna cover this all in the next videos. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I see you guys on Twitter.